Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Hot Mic here on the soon-to-be John Rocha channel. I am the titular John Rocha, joined as always by the Sneider himself. Thankfully and hopefully wearing pants, Jeff Sneider. How are you?
Hello, Johnny boy. You know what? I think you should leave the channel as the soon-to-be called John Rocha channel, or whatever you're saying. Just leave it like that.
The channel to be named later. The channel to be named later. That might not be a bad idea. No, we're just in transition, man. All the graphics are done and things get are falling a little bit behind, but I'm hopefully going to do the full changeover in August, first week of August. So, and Comic-Con has put me even further behind. But yes, that's the game that's going on. Welcome, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Those of you who started following Jeff because of his posts today, welcome. Welcome. Will we get the answer to the mystery question of who was in that theater with Jeff Sneider? We'll find out. We'll find out if we get to enough donations to a certain level. Maybe Jeff will give us the answer. We don't know. We'll see. We'll see if that happens or not. But certainly there's going to be a lot of fun here. But yeah, we're going to talk about so many things going on in the world of entertainment. It is Comic-Con week. The first day just started today. The 2025 Comic-Con. A lot of things happening over the next few days. I did a quick little video about the 4 fantastic things to look forward to. I'll put that on social media over the next day or so. A lot of fun for you guys to enjoy. But Jeff, we got so much to talk about here going on in our world here. But we gotta. I want to start with. What are you in the mood for? Because I know what I want to start with, but what do you want to start? What do you feel?
I just want you to be happy, John. I'm a giver.
It's not what you. It's not what you tweeted. You did not tweet that you were giving anything.
I'm a people pleaser.
Hello.
Hey, you know, women have choice, and this was the choice that this woman made.
Sure, 100%. Well, let's talk about this, man. I got to ask you this, because we're going to start off. Everyone's talking about this episode last night, and certainly South Park went all in on this situation. And now we're not going to get into the political ramifications in terms of what was made fun of, what wasn't made fun of on this show. But this was an insanely interesting decision. Dare I say gutsy, ballsy, or depending on your perspective, maybe stupid. They just signed a $1.4 billion deal, and then they go all in on absolutely eviscerating the president of the United States, going after the Colbert decision. Now, to be fair, they opened the episode eviscerating NPR and the people who were on NPR, which I thought was very funny. But by the end, you have the scene with Butters and Cartman, and he says, "I love you, man," as Trey Parker and Matt Stone's names are up on the screen. So was this their like, F it, set it all on fire, we're out of here decision? Or do you think this is just the level to which they're going to go and we should just accept it? And will FCC approved the merger about an hour ago, so it didn't affect the merger. But what are your thoughts on all this?
I mean, if last night's South Park episode derailed the merger, that would be really something. That would really show how petty and thin-skinned Trump is. Not that, you know, he's not, just because his FCC allowed it to happen. Yeah, it was something. They swung for the fences. I don't think it's them saying fuck it and they're signing up. They just signed on to deliver 50 more episodes. I think it just showed that they won't capitulate to this administration.
Right. Hey, is that your mic or mine? Feel a little clicking.
I'll move. I'll get rid of the phone.
Oh no,
better.
Might be mine. Anyway, yeah. So yes, they aren't capitulating. They're going full on for this, and they're not taking any prisoners. And people have said this is arguably the greatest episode in quite some time that they've ever done. And I have to say, I agree with this. But I mean, how are they going to get away with this? I mean, does David Ellison get pissed off about this? What do you think is going to be the fallout?
No, the whole point of having South Park on your airwaves right now is to provoke and to be provocative, right? And to start this conversation. Look, everybody's talking about a 27-year-old fucking animated series right now.
Yeah, right.
You know, and that's because it pushes buttons that so few other shows can, if there is another show. I mean, this may be as hard as it gets. Yeah, you can have Jon Stewart and Stephen Colbert saying "fuck you, Trump," but no one's showing like his talking micro penis.
Yeah, this is the thing about South Park. When South Park's on, it's actually pretty intelligent commentary wrapped up in a low quality approach, right? And this is, I think they nailed it yet again with this episode. And look, the way they went after him, and not even just the micro penis, which I think was insane. And maybe I don't know how he doesn't sue them for using his face on that person's body. Like, I don't know how that doesn't happen. But the other part, it was comparing him to Saddam. This is really dangerous territory they were walking into. And yes, under the guise of parody, under the guise of comedy, but I just wonder what the end all result of this is going to be, because this is some of the best stuff I've seen in years from them. And I'm excited to see more. And I don't want the season being preemptively canceled or shuttered before we get a chance to see it, especially the P. Diddy episode, which they previewed in the trailer, which looks like a blast. Did you get these ahead of time?
No. But I'm just impressed by South Park still like going hard and not just like resting on its laurels and doing the like it continues to push itself and it's getting even smarter. What are you hearing the clicking again?
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. It might be me. I don't know. It's probably me. Let me move my.
Do you want me to unplug and plug back in?
Maybe the mic. Are you guys hearing it? If you guys are watching, if you guys don't hear it, then I don't give a shit. But I feel like I hear it. Okay. Now I don't hear it.
I'm back. Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
Well,
It must be your cord, bro. We have to order you a new cord or something. But anyway,
it's good. Why is it always me? Why can't it be you?
Because I always check my stuff and I do more shows than you, so I'm always aware of what's going on with my
clicking.
You're good now. Go ahead. Anyway, keep going.
Am I? I don't know. Like, okay. South Park's gonna South Park.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, what about the passing of Hulk Hogan, man? I mean, you're from the age where you would have seen this guy, right? Any thoughts on his passing here? It's 71 years old from cardiac arrest. Certainly a guy whose legacy was made complicated for some of the stuff he'd done over the last few years. But for other people's perspective, they probably found him to be even more of a hero, depending on their political bent. But what are your thoughts on him? Any emotions, any feelings around Hulk Hogan? Did you grow up with him? What are your thoughts?
I did grow up with him, and the last thing I'm thinking about is his politics today. Who gives a shit? Okay, this is fucking Hulk Hogan. This is Hulkamania. He taught a generation of little boys like about wrestling and being physical. I used to have a fake wrestling league or whatever with like my neighbors.
Nice.
He was the man, and I used to watch wrestling back then. It wasn't. I stopped watching in like middle school or high school when it started to be about The Rock and Mankind and Stone Cold. Like Hulkamania versus Ultimate Warrior, Sergeant Slaughter. Those are my fucking guys.
Yeah, you loved characters. You love the characters. I don't disagree. Listen, I grew up. Obviously, I was the perfect demographic and the perfect time in terms of age to grow up with him. I did all that stuff, the prayers, the demandments, all of that stuff that you're supposed to do. For me, it was more, I don't mean about the politics, although that was for me not my cup of tea, but there was a lot of stuff that came out about how he had treated previous wrestlers in the past, stuff with his family, certainly his own daughter distancing herself from him. And so there was a lot of controversy around him for better or worse. And I think that kind of tainted people's feelings today. But you're right. He does deserve his flowers, because we would not even be talking about pro wrestling as an entity if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan. Yes, of course, Vince McMahon, but Hulk Hogan, they go hand in hand. There's no deal. The's no endeavor.
He's Michael Jordan. He's the Michael Jordan of the WWF, which is what it was when I was watching.
Yeah, absolutely. There was no one better at the time. And for 9 years, I think 10 years, he was like just the top of the pyramid, and then went off and reinvented himself to be the ultimate bad guy when he went to WCW with the NWO.
Right. He did a heel turn.
Yeah, the heel turn, and then found his way all the way back to WWE to win the belt again at an advanced age, which was amazing that he did that over Triple H. So there's a lot to enjoy and remember. I rewatched the first match where he won the title against Iron Sheik earlier today. They put it up on WWE on YouTube, unedited. It was a lot of fun to remember being a 12-year-old kid or 15-year-old kid watching that happen, or 10-year-old kid, I guess, watching that happen. It was amazing. So, yeah.
I like No Holds Barred.
Yes.
And I like Suburban Commando as a kid. I wrote like a whole like short story. I probably still have it in my childhood bedroom about like the character of Shep. So like I enjoyed what he was trying to do, and I think as one of the trades noted today, like he did blaze a path for guys like The Rock and Batista and all these wrestlers.
100%.
Wrestlers turned actors.
Right, 100%. Also, Thunderlips, right? Thunderlips. That's another thing he did in Rocky 3, taking a chance for his wrestling career. If you don't know the story, like Vince McMahon's father owned WWE at the time and did not want Hogan to go and do this with Stallone. And Hogan said, no, I've got to do this as a chance to put more of a spotlight on what we do as professional wrestlers. And it's good for my career. And it blew up. And because it blew up, Vince's father had to relent and let Hogan come back. So it was amazing, the moves he made when he was younger and the things that worked out. But he was the guy to carry it on his back. He carried it on his back. His promos are still legendary. And so, but, you know, an untimely death at only 71, Jeff. I mean, I say that because people are living much longer than 71 nowadays, but it's a shame to go. And I can't believe Ric Flair with his 7,500 heart attacks has outlived Hulk Hogan. It's effing crazy to me, man. Effing crazy.
Yeah. And how about that sex tape?
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Hey, his friend needed his help. What a friend.
Yeah. And of course, you know, the racist stuff he said and did, it's, you know, those are things you have to put all in context and decide for yourself how you feel about the man. But, you know, there's a lot of flowers to give and there's a lot of judgment to give as well overall. But he is gone now to that wrestling ring in the sky.
Ooh, I like that.
Let's move on. Let's move on to the Jeff. Any thoughts, any feelings, any tidbits, any news, anything you feel about Comic-Con is happening right now? Have you heard anything? Can you let people know what they can anticipate? You know, sometimes you hear stuff in the wind like you did for Star Wars Celebration in a couple of years past. And so is there anything you hear that might get dropped here at Comic-Con that you can like tease us about?
Dude, RIP Comic-Con. Okay, this fucking event is washed. Nobody gives a shit anymore. I've never been. I have no desire to go ever now. I used to say I'll go when The Crow gets remade. Then The Crow got remade and I didn't go. So now I don't even have to pretend I'm ever going to this thing. Yeah, I mean, studios are cutting back more and more. No one treats it like a big deal anymore. Like, oh, we're going to announce all this news. It's a total fucking marketing afterthought.
Right. Yeah, I'm surprised that it's kind of falling apart now, right? Because I mean, I think because there's so many of them, right, all over the country. There's no exclusivity to the San Diego one, and the New York one was kind of seen as the competitive one. They were like battling it out there, like Godzilla Kong, so to speak. But now you've got so many all over the country. Like there's one happening in Palm Beach Comic-Con or Seattle Comic-Con or all these different Comic-Cons that are all over the country and smaller Indianapolis Comic-Con, that it kind of dilutes the product. And so in the end, San Diego doesn't have that allure like it used to. And it seems like the studios don't feel the need to go and present their stuff and spend all the money and go down there and do the big production. So much so that DC is just going down with one, like a Peacemaker panel. It's not even that big of a deal.
Because you're marketing to people who are already sold. Those are the tickets that you've already sold. So, I mean, you might as well spend the money to try to reach the audience that you are struggling to reach.
Yeah, yeah. But do you think slowly but surely it'll just go away, or it'll just become another one of Comic-Cons? Like it won't have any kind of exclusivity or specialness to it.
I mean, I think it could be either. I think it'll get to the latter before it becomes the former. It'll become irrelevant, and then it'll ultimately disappear.
Wow.
But yeah, I can absolutely see a day where the studios just throw up their hands and they're like, yeah, we're not really doing this anymore. We're going to do it. Or we're each going to do our own thing, the way that Disney does D23, and now DC's talking about doing a quarterly sort of thing where they reveal stuff. Yeah. It's just, why are we even participating?
Like DC Fandom and stuff. So yeah.
Or it goes back to its origins and it becomes about comic books.
Oh, right. Great point. Well, I want to apologize for all the crackling, y'all.
I don't know what to do about the crackling. Why don't I just take the mic off, John?
Okay. Take the mic off and do it through the computer. That's fine. Yeah, it's totally the cord. So
how's that?
Yeah, it's better. I'll get you a new cord. Just let me know what the mic is. Let's move on to your story here, Jeff. The attack of the 50-foot woman. This was something you broke and talked about in your newsletter, that Margot Robbie is in talks to remake this classic sci-fi from the 1950s. I think this sci-fi. I remember watching this as a kid on the Creature Features there in Virginia on Channel 5. And I thought it was a fun movie. And of course, later, there's all kinds of commentary people are saying about this movie and what it represents and blah, blah, blah. But this is an interesting choice for Margot Robbie to take on next. What can you tell us about this, Jeff? What's the deal here?
First of all, is the crackling stopped?
Yes, it has. So it was
Okay,
the mic. Yeah.
I guess it's the mic. All right, fair enough. Well, I don't know what I'm talking about, so we're going live to the culture editor from Men's Health. Let's give him a call right now, see what he says. I'm kidding. Jeez.
You went after
I never
him,
saw 50-foot woman. I think that I kind of get the idea just from like a single picture of the movie. I wasn't raised on the classics. I know you were here opening day for that movie.
I was in line actually with my mom. Yes.
Listen, this is the kind of movie you need a big A-list star for.
If you're going to remake it, yes, right, 100%. Yeah.
And so Margot Robbie is one of the few, the proud. And Warner Brothers loves her. Like, that's their girl. Barbie, she's going to be in Wuthering Heights, which comes out in February. I think it was probably appealing to her to work with Tim Burton.
Yes.
I know people are like, oh man, why is Tim Burton doing another remake or whatever? I mean, I think this could be interesting. I think it's a big commercial idea. We've seen Ant-Man. We've seen sort of the reverse.
Right.
Yeah, I'd love to see a giantess stomping through, I don't know, wherever it's set, San Francisco. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it was great because, I mean, it was a commentary on, obviously in the 1950s, a commentary on where women are at in our society and the situations that were going on, and this thing of fearing women. There's a commentary about how the society fears a strong woman. There's a lot here. So I imagine that's what attracted Margot as well, because clearly Margot has some strong opinions and feelings about how women are perceived in society. And certainly this is a way to kind of update it, have a slight, subtle, winking commentary throughout it all, and have fun with it. And you're working with Tim Burton, who arguably is kind of back in play here because of his work on Wednesday. And whether you've liked Beetlejuice or not, it made good money, so much so they're doing another one. So this is a time to catch him while he's on the rebound. And
are they doing another one? I mean, Tim Burton said in that interview, he's like, what? Beetlejuice 3? No one's talked to me about this.
Oh, you mean like no one talked to Benedict Cumberbatch about playing Doctor Strange? Is that what you mean? All that kind of stuff? Come on.
Except I kind of believe Tim Burton. I do.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know if there are any real plans for Beetlejuice 3. I mean, I have not heard anything to that effect.
I'd be surprised if there isn't. I mean, great. Don't direct it, but maybe there's another one that someone else directs. Is Gillian Flynn still attached to this one or no?
I mean, no, not really. Okay. She wrote the initial draft. It came in, all right, but she's just too busy to write the next draft, and so they're looking for somebody else. And Margot will have a hand in choosing that writer because now she's producing the movie.
Do you like this as a next step for her, for Margot? Like, does this make sense to you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey is going to do that well. This film.
Oh, yeah, right.
We'll see about Wuthering Heights. Yeah, it's Emerald Fennel, but
yeah,
it's like Saltburn, burn the box office down, right? Like, yeah, it's an old title, and I know we're all thinking The Odyssey is like the must-see movie of next year, right? So Wuthering Heights isn't as old as The Odyssey, certainly, but I do worry if that's going to be like the big Valentine's Day movie that Warner Brothers is hoping it will be. So either way, though, like two movies that aren't guaranteed like commercial hits, I could see why she'd want to attach herself to something like this.
Right on. Well, all right. So, all right. Well, anything more to say on this? Who do you think have you heard any rumors about who might be cast as the husband of the 50?
No. It's early days. Like I said, right now they're focusing on getting a new writer. And then if the script comes in where she wants it to be, that's when she'll formally sign on. She can always be like, the script's okay. I want to produce it, but I don't want to star. Let's find somebody else.
Right.
But yeah, as of now, that's the plan.
Right on. Well, let's move on to some other news that you kind of teased, and I think is now you put into the universe, and it actually is happening now. Ilya Naishuller, best known for Hardcore Henry and the Nobody film, has officially stepped in to direct Roadhouse 2. He is replacing Guy Ritchie in directing this film. Jeff, you kind of mentioned his name a couple of weeks ago as a possibility for stepping in, and now it's happened. Did you know that this was a possibility, or were you just kind of guessing in the wind here?
No, actually, I didn't. I'd love to be able to say I did, but no, that was just good instinct as someone who, as a reporter, who unlike so many other reporters and bloggers out there, has the ability to think like an executive. Okay, So it was just as simple as this guy directed their big action movie,
Yes.
Heads of State, with Idris Elba and John Cena, that apparently performed well on the viewership charts. Why? And you're looking for a director. You know, you're not going to get maybe a marquee name who's going to drop everything on his or her schedule to just do this.
Right.
Short notice. It's kind of the perfect circumstance. Like, why wouldn't you go to Ilya Naishuller? So that's why I mentioned his name, and then sure enough, somebody up there was listening, and they hired him.
But do you think, I mean, like the way it's described is they were scrambling for a replacement. I have to believe that these people know ahead of time, just in case anything happens. You start a little bit of a conversation. You sense that maybe Guy is having second thoughts, and that's when you kind of start lining people up and having these conversations. So do you think this was something that was in play for a little bit before they finally dropped all the balls on this one and went forward? Because, I mean, I imagine Guy wouldn't be like, you know what, screw you guys, I'm out. You know, it'd be a little more like, listen, I'm looking at it. I don't know if I can do it. Let me give me a couple more weeks.
I think you're right, John. I don't think these guys just flip the switch one day and come into work and be like, yeah, this isn't working. Goodbye. It's a gradual process. And so maybe over the last 6 weeks or whatever, the Amazon execs got the sense, like, I don't know if this is actually going to happen or not. And it honestly, it beats me, but I like it. Like you said, I don't think it just happens immediately. It's a gradual process.
Yeah.
And
like the Adjo Arjona thing last week, or we talked about on Monday with Thomas Crown Affair. There's no way they weren't talking to her already as a possibility, and then they just lined up all these announcements.
When you say no way that they're talking to her already as a possibility, like, I don't think that was the case. I think that they tried to make it work with Taylor for like a week or two, and it was clear that there was some tension there. She wasn't giving him what he wanted, and that's when let's see who else is out there and who's available.
Right.
I mean,
I have to think
it's all about is availability.
Right. But also looking ahead. And then you have to be like, well,
why would you look ahead? If you thought it was going to work out with Taylor Russell, why would you have like a list of backup actors in case Taylor Russell gets hit by a bus or something?
Well, let's take your reporting on this last week, or hinting at reporting, and then you went into it on your newsletter, which you guys can subscribe to at theinsnider.com. But you were saying that basically they got too close, intimating there was a relationship between these two, and that it was falling apart, and that it was tough on the set, and that eventually, boom. If I'm a good producer, executive producer, or a studio executive involved in this, and I see the tension, and I've spent one day in Hollywood and know how the fuck this thing works, then I'm immediately reaching out to agents and being like, look, this is kind of getting shaky. What is the availability of your actress just in case? Would she be interested? Float this out there. So that's what I'm saying. I think any smart executive sees that there's trouble in the air and immediately starts planning for because you don't want to lose dates. You don't want to lose locations. You don't want to lose time making the film. So you want to plan ahead to make sure you're squared away. That's what I think. But if you say I'm wrong,
I can't speak to that, but he's obviously the producer as well, Michael. And so I'm sure there's some stubbornness, some, like, we're gonna pull it off. Like, I can get the performance I want of her. We can put our personal shit to the side, and then he just realized I can't.
Yeah, for sure. Well, here we go. We'll see what happens with Ilya's version of Road. Do you like this as a next step for him? I mean, it keeps him in that pipeline for Amazon MGM, but does it make sense for him to jump in and do this Roadhouse too? Do you think for where he's at?
Wait, what are we talking about? Michael B doing Thomas Crown or doing Roadhouse? Yeah, no, absolutely. I think working with someone like Jake Gyllenhaal, like, this is probably going to be a hit. The first one did really well. I think people liked it too. I enjoyed it. Yeah. I hope they bring back Conor McGregor. I'm sure he has some legal stuff. He always seems to have legal stuff going on. But
he's trying to be the president of Ireland, Jeff. I don't know if he'll be able to come.
That was one of the dynamite performances that year. Like, he just burst off the screen. So I'd love to see them bring him back. I know there's been some talk of maybe Batista or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Batista could be fun. I like that idea.
Yeah, but I think this is perfect for what Ilya does, and I really liked what he did with Hardcore Henry. Like, maybe he could incorporate a first-person point of view fight scene in this. A totally good hire by Amazon.
Yeah, agreed. Well, a film that's been postponed. Jeff, let's get your thoughts on this. The Michael Jackson biopic got postponed Officially, Lionsgate has decided to delay it to April 24th, 2026 for a global theatrical release. They just completed a hefty 22 days of reshoots. Apparently, it was bigger than people had anticipated with the reshoot. So, as you were saying, Jeff, earlier, we talked about this a few weeks ago. Like, it's the whole third act. They've essentially had to kind of rejigger here to make sure they get this thing right overall, and the legal complications and what have you. So, now they pushed it to April 24th, 2026. Are we losing interest in this, or does this make sense? I mean, you know how the stigma is on these films that get pushed constantly. They sometimes lose the excitement level and then kind of dissipate, and the box office reflects that. What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, you're right about movies that are delayed constantly, but I think this is just a case of Lionsgate really wanting to get this thing right and obviously not get sued.
Right.
It's trying to please a lot of different people, including the estate.
Yeah.
And there's a lot at stake here. It's the financial health of a studio,
yes.
Lionsgate. They have so much riding on it, and also the legacy of one of our greatest celebrities.
Yeah.
I mean, is this going to get into the nitty-gritty, or is this going to kind of lightly touch on it or ignore it altogether?
Yeah.
And then, the thing that I don't really understand, and I'm so surprised that Lionsgate hasn't figured this out at this point, is whether there's going to be a second movie. Because Deadline says that there is a second movie in development or in the works. I don't know if this first one is like the hagiography of Jackson, right? That like sort of makes him look like this great man, and then maybe they do a darker movie that gets into that stuff. I have no idea, but why would Deadline say there's another movie in the works if there wasn't? And
right.
I'm just surprised that Lionsgate doesn't have the shit together and know what its plan is for this yet.
Right. Yeah, the word is that Fuqua needs to conduct the second round of reshoots in the fall for the second film, which is still undated and very likely to be released in 2027. Fuqua's already amassed nearly 4 hours of footage, including 90 minutes of concert footage for one movie. Interesting. Well, I'm surprised he's not shooting them back to back, Jeff. I would think he'd shoot them all as one big shoot and then break them up. Yeah. What?
He is shooting. I mean, other than like the fact that they had to redo the third act.
Yeah.
They won't call that reshoots. They'll call that additional photography. They'll be like, well, nothing's being reshot.
Yeah.
You just had to get rid of all, 30 minutes of footage and shoot a new 30 minutes. And then whatever the fall is, I mean, they still have to edit that movie to have it ready in time for April. So that's what the gap is there.
Okay.
Basically filming it back to back.
Right, but they're taking a little bit of a break to do post-production.
If there is a second movie, again, Lionsgate hasn't said anything, just Deadline.
If there is a second
movie. I'm told that there would be a second one.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we'll see. I mean, I hear you. Obviously, the intention is to get it right, and they sense this is going to be a massive hit. But I don't know. The constant delays make me feel like, well, are we moving past the desire to see it? I don't know. We'll see how the public reacts to it.
I've heard he's great.
As Michael. Well, maybe that's what it'll be. It'll be the first trailer that comes out. People are like, holy shit, this is amazing. He looks just like Michael. But I mean, it isn't like Fuqua doesn't have like a mixed track record as a director. So there's concerns on that end as well. So, but yeah, it'll probably take that first trailer to get people like super excited.
I wonder when we get the trailer. Is it going to be there? I mean, there's really two possibilities. I feel.
Go ahead.
The Long Walk.
Oh yeah.
Lionsgate movie, or they wait until December and put it on The Housemaid, the Sydney Sweeney one.
Wow. I mean, December is only 4 months away from its release.
5 months, yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, fair point. Well, Long Walk seems to be.
But that's also when people are going to the theaters, right? Around Christmas.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I don't know when else you'll see it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? Actually, what about, okay, here's an idea.
Okay.
Wicked.
Oh, that makes all the sense in the world. That's where I would put it.
Yeah.
That makes much more sense than the other two.
Everything. Okay, but that's only a month, before December. That's November. So
yeah, still, man, that's where you put it because you're gonna get the most amount of audience to get eyes on that trailer.
Musical, yeah.
Good suggestion. All right, let's move on to this story. This is interesting. Chad Stahelski, it's being described in what might be the most, quote, ripped from the headlines adaptation of the year. John Wick director Chad Stahelski has signed on to produce and direct Kelexit, a film based on the politically charged comic book. It's about an authoritarian U.S. president who signs an executive order to deport all immigrants. California refuses, declares itself a sanctuary state, and the military is sent in to occupy LA. From there, it's urban warfare, martial law, and the formation of a resistance movement. This is such an interesting choice for Chad Stahelski to consider for a film. Jeff, this seems fraught with all kinds of problems and all kinds of potholes and mines in a minefield to wade into something like this. Civil War was done when, we weren't sure what's going to happen with the election. Now the election's happened and some of this stuff feels very topical. This is an interesting choice from an action movie director to kind of wade into this kind of stuff because it seems way more serious. What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, this is one of like a dozen development projects. Him and Stahelski and Leach seem to sign on to something every week or every month.
Okay.
So I don't think that this is imminent at all. He's obviously busy with Highlander. But it does sound interesting to me. The comic book had an interesting premise.
Yeah.
I don't know. The thing about things that are so political like this, it's like it can be a bit of a turnoff, and it's also timely. Like, I mean, this was written in 2017, and maybe even more timely now.
Yeah.
But at some point, it's not going to be timely, and then you may have just like missed your window. So it's like timing is everything with development.
Right.
And we'll see if this one rises to the top of his list.
Yeah, you're right. 7 projects: Shibumi, Black Samurai, Sandman Slim, Rainbow Six, Killer Be Killed, and Vice City. These are all projects in development for Stahelski, but none of those seem to have the energy of Kelexit. This is something that's completely different. So it's surprising that he would even consider wading into this, because nothing of Chad Stahelski's films make me think, oh, he's going to have some interesting socio-political commentary to make in these movies. So it's an interesting decision to want to maybe consider this one and work on it. So it just kind of surprised me. That's all.
I wonder if the clicking noise was because I was on the wrong Wi-Fi network, and so I had shit Wi-Fi.
You want to try it again? You want to plug it in again?
No, I'm good.
Okay, yeah. This mic is fine. You probably don't. I mean, this is fine. If you stay there, it doesn't sound echoey or anything. So, I think this is good. But just a reminder, we're 30 minutes into the show. The Streamlabs Super Chats are open. Send in your love. Send in your support. Come on, people. Send in your love as we go along. The Streamlabs address is in the chat. It's also in the description of the video, and you know how to send in Super Chats. So come on, y'all. All right, let's move on to another thing here. Oh, yeah, let's do this. One battle after another. Talk to me, Jeff. That new trailer was dropped here. What are your thoughts on that one?
An inferior trailer.
What? Oh,
I definitely prefer the first trailer. There was nothing wrong with that trailer. I love the way it ended with the Viva la Revolucion. I love the music. So this new trailer with Tom Cruise references, it's a bit more action heavy, but it doesn't. I don't think it really can. It's basically like the old studio trickery. Like, I think that first one kind of really captured what the movie is, and now it's like, oh shit, people didn't really maybe respond to that one like they thought, and so now we need the action-packed trailer that isn't really what this movie is.
Damn. Well, I have to say, that's how I took it. Like, the second this trailer, the current one, to me, got me excited for the movie much more than that last one. That last one was like, oh boy, pretentious cutesy shit about revolutions. Okay. But this one had a little more like heart to it. The connection with his daughter, the stuff they keeps mentioning about his wife, and the stuff that he wants to do, trying to keep his daughter from their past, that they lived as revolutionaries. Like, there was less of a comic bent to it. So you're right. So you're right in this way that I don't know what this film is like, because the first trailer made it seem like it was one of these talky, pretentious, being funny, trying to be black comedy about revolutionaries. This last trailer made it feel like it was a little more of a heartfelt approach to it, with some action stuff thrown in and some humor thrown in, like the Tom Cruise moment, as you mentioned, but also in the dojo when he says, "Oh, you have his nunchucks," and then dives to the ground when the cops are rolling by. So,
I mean, there's definitely more Sean Penn in this, and I wanted to see more of Sean Penn. And I do think this was an improvement over the little, like it was like a 90-second trailer or something that they showed in front of Superman. There was a trailer that Warner Brothers put online this last week, and it went unlisted on YouTube.
Right. Oh, that's right. They should try to shove it in there, slide it in there. Yeah,
exactly. That was different than the one that was released the other day or this morning or whatever. So, I'd rank this second overall, but I still prefer that first one. And I think the movie's going to be great. I don't see a path to profitability for this movie. And I don't, and I, even in my head, when I'm like, okay, let's say it costs 175, let's just give them the benefit of the doubt and say it's 150. If marketing is 75, let's give them the benefit of the doubt and say it's 50. Even with a $200 million spend, I think this movie would need to crack 300 worldwide. Oof. And
I can't see that happening.
I don't see it either.
A PTA movie? That seems odd.
So,
okay. Let's move on to this. Ike Barinholtz has apparently been cast to play Elon Musk in Luca Guadagnino's film Artificial, which is exploring the formation of OpenAI with Sam Waltman. So, I mean, is this all coming off the studio, bro? Is this Sal Saperstein taking the attention and moving on to become Elon Musk? What are your thoughts on this casting?
Sal Saperstein definitely getting thanked at the Emmys when he wins an Emmy. Because I do think that he's kind of the front runner to win in his category.
100%. 100%.
I think that, nabbing a role like this is probably in response to the buzz around his performance in that. It wouldn't have been my first choice or guess, but so I think he'll actually do a good job. My fear is that he'll fall back on some of the Mad TV stuff and it'll sort of just become like a caricature of Elon.
Right.
I just don't know, the context in which Elon appears in the script. I don't know if he's like buffoonish tech bro or if he's like a serious like power figure or, it's all about the portrayal. And I can't speak to that without reading the script. But I love the way this ensemble is shaping up. We added Cooper Hoffman this week, Jason Schwartzman this morning. Those are two really good actors. And they have Cooper Koch from Monsters, that you are Borisov from Anor, Andrew Garfield, and Monica Barbaros in talks. This is a great ensemble that Luca's putting together. And I'd much rather have a movie like this than Sergeant Rock.
I was just going to say that this feels more interesting and exciting than Sergeant Rock. I don't know what that was all about. Like, I don't even know why we even were in a fever dream that he was going to do that, because it just so didn't feel like a Luca Guadagnino situation. You know what I'm saying? And maybe they all just kind of, it's like, how can I say this without getting in trouble? It's like you hooking up with somebody and you wake up the next morning and go, it seemed like a good idea at the time, but clearly we're not compatible at all. This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Let's move on to this, because I want to get a little bit of a rant out before we get to the final topics and get to some questions. Send in your Streamlabs Super Chats. People only 10. It's Comic-Con week. What are your questions? Send shit in here. Jeff, at some point, are we going to get an expose on how these people of a little bit older age are able to achieve these kinds of muscles and looks and claim that it's from a new workout regimen? This is Sacha Baron Cohen, who apparently is going to continue to play Mephisto in the MCU. I think Kevin Feige said that earlier this week. But this is a new Men's Health article on him, and they're showing him and his look. Come on already, for God's sakes. Can we start exposing some of this stuff? Like, these dudes are on HGH. These dudes, in my opinion, these dudes are juicing on HGH. They're using Ozempic or Wegovy, whatever the fucking weight loss drug is at the time. And there's no like incredible trainer to the stars who's getting them to look like this. Come on, Jeff. What's the bullshit here?
Well, first of all, let's get it right. This is not Men's Health. This is Men's Fitness.
Oh, sorry, Men's Fitness.
Men's Health could not get the scoop on this one. They did not get the scoop. Sorry.
Dude, that poor guy.
Yes, that something is up. This is not a natural thing that happens in your 50s.
Yes!
I forget exactly how old he is. I think it is a mixture of steroid use, which is, not frowned upon in Hollywood, right? They frown upon it in professional sports, but
yes,
in Hollywood, it's kind of just like, hey, if you use it under a doctor's orders and supervision, under doctor's supervision, then a lot of people use it. I'm sure he's on Ozempic. I'm sure he's on some crazy ass diet. I'm sure he's on something called the midlife crisis diet.
With what happened with Isla Fisher, right?
Exactly. So, good for him. He looks amazing. I'm not here to knock a guy, but I don't think this is just something any 50 or 55-year-old can just go out and do.
Yeah, he's 53. And here's the thing. And so someone would say Rocha's hating. I'm not hating. I'm trying to get to the thing that I'm a little frustrated about because I'm sick of seeing these guys in their 40s and 50s, like with these amazing bodies and going like, oh, it's a new workout regimen. It's a new workout regimen. At least Hugh Jackman was honest when he said, like, I got sick of eating chicken and broccoli in order to look like Wolverine. It was driving me insane. It was getting harder and harder in every movie to get, as I got older, to stay in shape. Now, I'm not saying he still isn't maybe juicing a little bit, but Hemsworth is probably the only one that I would maybe say, yeah, I don't have any questions here because he's always been working out. He's always been this buff dude, big dude. So to me, but the other ones, man, like Kumail and Johnny, they're like, oh no, I just got a trainer and started looking like this for a few months. Fuck off. Fuck off.
Greg Alba looks great. Whatever. He's not on the juice. He's looking great.
Yeah, sure, but Alba's not trying to get into a Marvel movie or whatever. He doesn't look like that. No offense, Greg. He don't look like that. That's a different look, for God's sakes. And, I'm sure the lady has him on the Pilates stuff that she does as well. So respect. Look, I've lost 40 pounds. I don't fucking look like that. 42 pounds, actually. Thank you. I don't look like that. So, yeah, there you go. Yeah, take it off. Show us your pink underwear again. But, like, this is the thing when I look at it. I said, oh, the bathing suit. All right, sir. Potato, Speedo. Potato.
At the end of the episode.
No. No. But like, I just get to the point where I'm like, I just want these people to be honest. Because look, I actually think it's important. And I know we're joking around about it, but don't tell me that there's one rule for the athletes and there's a different rule for these entertainers. Both sports and movies have millions of young eyes on them. And if it's not okay to use steroids, yes, it's a competitive advantage, but also it's telling young people they can do this, they should do this. It's dangerous to their bodies. If you're seeing this going on the movie side, why are we making a separation? The inherent foundational point is that this is bad to do because it fucks up your body, fucks up your balls, makes you get into roid rages, get into situations you shouldn't be in, messes up your skin. There's all kinds of things that can happen here. So to me, I feel like these actors need to start being fucking honest about what's going on, just like these athletes have to be honest about what's going on because millions of people are watching.
No, that's what separates sports and Hollywood, okay? Sports are supposed to be fundamentally honest, and movies are fundamentally dishonest. They are make-believe, they are pretend. If you're an actor, you do whatever the fuck you got to do to get that role.
Okay? Fine. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying
you know the health risks. It could lead to increase in getting this disease. Yeah, it's gonna fuck with your skin. Yeah, you could have roid rages, but as long as your character isn't seen, I don't like superheroes. You're seeing them shoot up on screen and influence little kids. Like this is what actors do behind the scenes. I don't think that they're condoning it or trying to tell kids you should be doing this or that this.
Well, they are in a way by being like, oh, this is my new workout regimen that got me into this shape. You're bullshitting us.
They're definitely a lot. I mean, I agree with you on that front. I just don't think that they owe us the truth or need to be truthful. I don't think that's the point of it. Sports, that's why sports are so beautiful. It's about the purity of it. But that's not what movies are
There's the two reasons, though, Jeff. It is about the purity of the game, but also because you don't want to encourage this in young, impressionable minds. And when young, impressionable minds are going to see these superhero movies and they're seeing these guys in incredible shape, they're like, well, how do they do that? Oh, well, here he is in Men's Fitness. Let me see what his regimen is. And then, oh, I'm doing everything it says I'm supposed to be doing here, and there's nothing happening. What the fuck? He must be using something else. Oh, I hear he's using this.
What's the solution then, John? What's the solution?
Tell the truth. That's the solution. Don't bullshit us. Don't go on.
You don't have a problem with the actors juicing.
No, not at all. Do what you want to do. It's a free country. It's your free life. Well, it is for now. A free country, and you can do whatever the fuck you want. But if you're gonna lie to us in a pictorial or some sort of ass-kissing article, then fuck you. Like, tell the truth because you're lying to us about some new workout regimen, something you've discovered in the annals of science that has never been discovered in 2,000 years. Get the fuck out of here, man. Like,
I don't know.
I'm just throwing it over.
Yeah.
It's a thing I'm upset about. All right. Anyway, let's move on. Unless you want to say anything about this, like how he looks or the idea of Mephisto continuing. Does this surprise you, Jeff? Because no,
he'd always heard that. I'd heard that he was going to have a bigger role. I thought he was going to be the villain in Spider-Man, and now I guess not.
Oh, right.
I certainly think that there are plans to expand his reach in the MCU.
Yes.
I don't think you get into this kind of shape if you're going back to playing Borat or whatever.
Right.
But I haven't seen a lick of Ironheart, so I have no idea how he's used.
He's only in the last episode, so that's it. So, but it's not a lot. So I was really surprised by that. Anyway, let's move on to some basic. Let's pick up our conversation from last week on Basic Instinct 3. There's new details, Jeff. There's more. Joe Essterhouse spoke to the Wrap about the project and said, I can't talk very much about the storyline at this point because much of it isn't formed yet. It begins in 2025. The Catherine Tremble character I will write, and I hope Sharon Stone agrees to do the picture. You mentioned that last week as a possibility because I thought she was brilliant the first time out. In my reboot, she is not the star of the picture, but she's the main co-star of the picture. It's about the serial killers. It's about copycats. There's a demonic element to it that I think will be spooky. Okay, now I'm interested. Right now I'm like, okay, the copycat thing, that's okay, curious. Where is this going to lead? You're not making it about her. You're making it about a younger person. My concerns are still there about an 80-year-old writing sex scenes for a 20 or 30-year-old, but still, this is an interesting way in. But then they asked about the woke culture thing. He said, in terms of the woke culture, I think that there is a segment of the population that's had it with woke culture, but then there's also a huge segment that hasn't. I don't believe in woke, and I don't believe in being politically correct because I think it's not the truth, and I like the truth spoken. So what are your thoughts on his comments here and the angle he wants to take and the woke stuff that he's talking about?
I mean, he's not really saying anything. It's yeah, like what
copycat element? Do you like the copycat element as a way into the story?
Yeah, I mean, I wish I wish there was a remake of a copycat of the crimes in Copycat. I think that would be brilliant. But yeah, I like the idea of a copycat copying Catherine Tremel's murders or whatever. It could be another author, it could be a blogger. Who knows?
Yeah.
But when you say I don't like the idea of an 80-year-old writing sex scenes for a 20 or 30-year-old, who's supposed to write them? A 20 or 30-year-old writer, because they're not writing sex scenes. You don't see them writing sex scenes. The sex scenes that I've seen today in movies are mostly terrible.
Okay. All right. But I guess I have to take the stuff I said last week back because I thought this wasn't going to happen, but apparently it's being fast tracked at Amazon MGM with the screenplay potentially finished by late summer, early fall. 3 months is what Joe Essterhouse says, but I think it'll be much less than that. I'm guessing it'll be a month and a half or 2 months. At night, I wake up and I hear lines of dialogue. So I guess we're going to be able to judge this.
We should fly out of him. He's been thinking of this probably for 25 fucking years, ever since the first one became a huge hit. So yeah, I bet it flows like water out of that guy.
Right on. All right. Now, what about Weapons, man? Weapons got some good. Now, I know, Jeff, you like to go after people for their early reactions on films. Does that also apply to horror films like Weapons? Because it's getting a lot of early buzz.
There's no bigger horrors than horror fans. That's for damn sure. I mean, they like a lot of crap, but I think Weapons is going to be awesome. It's like certainly my most anticipated movie of the summer, and I can't wait to see it. So I buy every word. It sounds like the ending is a little divisive if you're like reading between the lines, though.
Yeah. My brother Griffin Schiller got quoted in the promotion, but he said Zach Kreger has crafted a horror masterpiece and the best film of the year with Weapons. Oh, we got I'm starting to come around on the look. I love Griffin, but I'm starting to come around the idea of using masterpiece less and less. Like I see what you were saying months ago. It's starting to pop up for everything. I saw it with Fantastic Four, and I was like, slow down.
It's a masterpiece these days. Aren't we lucky? We're living in a time where every movie every week is a masterpiece.
Matt Neglia says it's one of his favorite films of 2025 for most of its runtime until the final act brought it down a few notches. That's a great point you bring up there, Jeff. Joe Blow says it's another win for Zach Kreger. The cast is superb. Jermaine Lucier says it's beyond messed up, and I loved every second of it. It's Magnolia, the horror movie. Ooh, has multiple characters circle a big creep. Oh, that makes it. So
I don't know what makes it. I can't wait to see that and to hear what we're getting this Magnolia stuff. It's a movie about an ensemble cast and various storylines. Is that it?
I don't know. Jermaine's not usually off base with his.
I feel like Magnolia was just something that was planted in everyone's head when this project was first announced. And so now we have a duty to continue to refer to that movie. I mean, I've read the script. Like, I kind of get what they're saying, but
right.
I don't know. Like, Magnolia is one of my favorite movies of all time. So if we're going to call a movie Magnolia-esque, I got to see it first.
I agree with you because like Magnolia is so uniquely a unique film. It's so such a unique film that to compare something to Magnolia, you really have to bring it because Magnolia takes time with all of these characters. It doesn't just introduce a bunch of characters. It gives you time to sink into each of these characters' stories and fleshes out their storylines within the movie. And you could argue also a divisive ending with the frogs. So calling up Magnolia means this horror film has got to do exactly what you're claiming it does, which is to sink into these storylines. And I just thought it was Julia and Josh and trying to figure out what the hell's going on with these kids. It seems like all of these people are going to have, and some of the parents, maybe some of the kids are going to have these fleshed out storylines. If you're going to talk Magnolia comparisons,
I can't wait to see it. And I do believe that when I see it, it wouldn't shock me if it became my favorite movie of the year.
Well, there you go. All right. All right, let's move on to this last thing, Jeff. Let's talk about your list of Wonder.
I did see one of my favorite movies of the year this week.
Go ahead.
Together. Have you seen Together yet?
I have not. No, there hasn't been a screening down here yet. I know. I want to see this. It goes so good.
Together was the real deal. I understand why it sold as big as it did at Sundance. I think it was a big crowd pleaser this week at Beyond Fest. And like, I didn't use the M word, but I do believe, and I narrowed it down so that it made it more accurate. I do think it's a classic, a new classic in the body horror genre. When you think about body horror movies, I don't see how you think about that genre without thinking about Together going forward. I think it's like a top 10 body horror movie.
Wow. And you said something in your review, because I read your review in the newsletter, where I had assumed something about their relationship, but that is not actually the truth. So fascinating. So.
I did think that was interesting because it's like, well, we're not tied together. We could walk away if one of us wants to.
Right. But they don't. And why? So yeah, that's going to be interesting to see. All right. Anything else you saw this week that you want to recommend to people? Anything else you want to say? I know we talked a little bit about it on Monday, but have you seen anything since that you want to make sure you highlight?
I saw some stuff. I can't talk about it yet, though. I'm under strict.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me, strict embargo, and that's on Alien Earth.
Oh, you lucky bastard! You lucky bastard! You got to see that early. Son of a gun.
I have not had FX screeners in 3 or 4 years, and
wow.
I said something because the head of PR is leaving, and I wrote something in the newsletter, and I'm telling you, on the first draft, it was not nice. And on the second draft, I was like, you know what? I'm going to put that shit aside. I'm going to write something nice about him. He's leaving after 20 years, and it must have gotten back to him. And they reached out and they said, "We'll reinstate your access." So,
wow! Look at that, Jeff. There you go.
Pays to be a nice guy sometimes.
Hey, you get more bees with honey than you do with milk. I guess what it says.
I did my time in the penalty box for that.
Warner Brothers is next. Let's move on to this last one, and that's your column that you wrote in your newsletter, just to plug your newsletter one more time, about the directors that you think could be in Wonder Woman. Now, are you okay with me listing the names?
Yeah, you can talk about them. It's not always who I think. It's who. Right. It's people who were suggested over the course.
You did this. You interviewed a bunch of sources. I wasn't interviewed for this because you're an a-hole and don't respect my opinion. But you were interviewed a bunch of other people about it, and here are the names that you heard: Craig Gillespie.
Some of them. Don't do the whole 10, but do some of them. Do have.
All right. Craig Gillespie, Kate Herron, Nicole Castle, who I'm not too familiar with, Toby Haynes, Joe Cornish, Megan Park, which I thought was a nice suggestion out of nowhere, Jason Reitman, Catherine Bigelow. That one shocked me. It's smart to leave that for 10 because that one really shocked me. But of these names, and maybe a couple more I left off here, what did you think about these names, and which ones surprised you? Which ones sounded right when you heard it? Like, what are your thoughts on this?
Megan Park was a surprising name, but again, this is someone who's two for two critically with indie movies, and I'm just saying, like, if you look at who Marvel hired, people like Destin Daniel Cretton, people like Chloe Zhao, Megan Park could be that for DC. Now, this is a big movie, Wonder Woman. It's bigger than Eternals or Shang-Chi or whatever. So, she wasn't like a top 5 person on the list, but I do think that she's going to make the jump to studio movies soon. And yeah, she's starting to pop up on these kinds of lists. That's sort of what I think that Wonder Woman story is best for, is like looking at, hey, these are the people who are high on studio lists, or just like female filmmakers to keep an eye on, like Nicole Castle.
Right. Nicole Castle.
I hear for a lot of, features.
Right.
But she did Watchmen, right? She was one of the main directors on Watchmen, and she did an incredible job with that. So, I mean, Watchmen was a little serious, though, like
that's all her stuff. Westworld, Leftovers, that's serious stuff.
My sources seem to indicate that Wonder Woman, they're looking for somebody a little bit on the lighter, brighter, more fun side. So, like, people like her, Bigelow, I don't know if they'll be the best fit. But again, with Bigelow, I would have instantly dismissed her 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But things have changed in her career. She's making Netflix movies with Idris Elba. And I'm sure it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to A House of Dynamite very much. But I also think that maybe she's at the point where she would entertain something like this on the right property. And if she believed in the universe that James Gunn is building, I think she is. I don't think DC would go to her necessarily, but I think that they should. I think they'd get a hell of a fucking movie, right? I think she'd absolutely deliver a kick-ass Wonder Woman movie. I just don't know if it would be in keeping with the tone that Gunn wants. And that's the thing. That's what sources kept saying. It's like, is this guy going to direct the movie himself? Or does he go back to Craig Gillespie, who did Supergirl? I mean, they're bringing back Anna Nogueira to write the script, so wouldn't they, bring him back as well? Or do they hire just someone who has a little bit more studio experience? I mean, Jason Reitman, I thought, was an interesting name that came up.
Yeah,
this is a guy who makes female-centric movies. Even Ghostbusters is centered around a female protagonist. Right. And he got his his feet wet doing big CGI kind of stuff with that movie. Him and Gunn, there's a decade between him and Gunn, but I could see them running in the same circles. I don't know, is Gunn part of the Westwood Movie Theater ownership group or no?
Yes. Yeah.
So him and Reitman know each other through that.
Yeah.
Just saying, there were a couple things in there, like interesting connections.
I just
Reitman was a host on Superman as well. I think.
What's that?
I think Reitman had some involvement in Superman as well.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to hate me for this, but I think it has to be a woman. And I know you're probably going to get upset about that.
You said the same thing about Supergirl, right? So, like, I agree with you, John, that it probably should be a woman. It's probably going to be a woman. But I would have said the same thing about Supergirl, and he didn't care. He's like, I just want the best person I can get for this job.
Well, I think there's less of an expectation on Supergirl than there is on Wonder Woman. So you can get away with it, I think, on Supergirl. She's a lower tier character than Wonder Woman. And don't get mad at it. It's honest. But Wonder Woman, you want someone who's going to come out and have a real vision that aligns with yours and, but still walks its own path. And so you've got to find a female director who has that strength that can, the Sarah Polley suggestion made my ears perk up like a dog. Like I was like, because obviously I've enjoyed her stuff in the past. And clearly she can make fun of herself, as you saw in the studio. So she has the comedic sensibilities. And if you watch Go, she can roll with those kinds of moments in the film. So I think that could be really interesting as Sarah Polley directed Wonder Woman. It's not someone who I'd normally think of, but when I read it on your list as one of the honorable mentions, I was like, I kind of would like to see what she would do.
It was one of the people who was dismissed by sources because they were like, I just don't think this is her bag, right? Like, I think that she did, because when I brought up, we're having a conversation, I'm like, well, what about Bambi? She signed on to do Bambi, right? That's a big Disney movie. They were like, she kind of did Bambi for, signed on to develop that for the money. Right. I don't know if she'll actually end up directing that movie. And the same thing with like Kelly Freeman Craig, who is a name a couple people mentioned, and because everybody, seems to love her work, but someone who knew her was just like, this isn't for her. This is not what she does. And I think you have to, that's something that you only get talking to insiders and people who actually know these people and what their taste is. Like Greta Gerwig. I don't think Greta Gerwig's going to go from Narnia to Wonder Woman. Yeah, no. and operate under the constraints that Gunn is going to want to keep you under, because this matters is like one of the linchpins of his universe. He's going to want some control. He's not just going to let you go make the movie that you want to make the way that Warner Brothers, like Greta Gerwig, make Barbie the way she wanted to make it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there's some interesting. I mean, I look at the Olivia Wilde suggestion, and I say to myself that if the Don't Worry, Darling thing hadn't fallen apart, as you mentioned in your newsletter, she would be an excellent choice to do a Wonder Woman movie. You would think that would make sense, but of course, this is the thing. That's why you got to be careful in Hollywood, man, because you never know who you're getting involved with or what you're doing that could lead to you not getting opportunities down the road because you're so focused on what's currently in front of you and navigating that when there's bigger fish to fry. And I do think it's a shame because I mean, her Wonder Woman would probably be interesting to see from her.
And,
I'm not sold on Elizabeth Banks though. But go ahead, yeah, go ahead.
No, I mean my source wasn't either. He said because well, first of all, I thought mistakenly that she directed Skincare, which she did not.
No,
she just
right.
produced it. But she did Cocaine Bear, which showed, maybe a flair for action and action on the lighter side of things. But yeah, my source was like, she's a nightmare.
But she also did Charlie's Angels, which got received well, even though people didn't see it. Critically, it was received pretty well. So she can do action. And she can.
And again, she has the connection to Gunn. That's why I brought her up.
Right.
But someone just said, I don't know. She's a bit of a handful.
I can't believe you threw Justin Baldoni in there. I mean, there's a million.
You're one of the biggest female-driven hits of the last year, right? I mean, the movie did insanely well.
Oh, you want to really shove Kevin Feige's face in the ground? You make Justin Baldoni do the one. I mean, Ryan Reynolds would lose his mind. He would, as a Marvel guy, Ryan Reynolds would lose his mind if you did.
I kind of said it jokingly in conversation, but it was funny. Yeah, like Bryce Dallas Howard, I think is someone ready to make the leap, but I don't think that they want to give Wonder Woman to a first timer,
right?
As far as feature directors go, I don't know. It's an interesting story. I encourage people to subscribe to the newsletter and check it out because I did put some work into it. That's why I kept delaying it, and people fell on the list, fell off the list. There was a lot of shuffling. I just wanted to keep it to 10. It's not limited to those 10. It could be any number of people. It could be James Gunn himself.
Right.
I have no idea, but I do think that the fact that they have a female writer, it doesn't mean they're going to hire a male director, but I think they could get away with it. Same with Supergirl.
What do you think? Is there any of them now that you've had time to sit with this and hear the responses? Is there a front runner in your mind with any of these choices?
No, I'm not going to put myself out on a limb and say that, other than if I had to say a front runner, it would simply be Craig Gillespie, because he's part of the universe and trusted and supposedly did a good job on Supergirl. Right. We'll see if that gets picked up, though, the way that if I say supposedly didn't do a good job on Supergirl, the whole internet would melt down. Jeff Sneider hates women. Well, I'm saying I heard he did a good job. We'll see if that gets to the same direction.
Fair enough.
Rose Glass Spoof-A-Man is someone who came up, but I don't think that would be for Wonder Woman. I think that would be for maybe something else.
Yeah. Who did Woman? Karen is saying the Woman King director. Isn't that
Gina was on that list of dismissals? Just too strong a personality, they said, to really probably get along with Gunn for a year or two.
Yeah.
Again, so much of this is about personalities, guys.
100%. Like anything in life, it's how do you deal with the people you work with? All right, Jeff. Anything more you want to talk about, or shall we get to the questions?
Let's get to the questions.
Heading downtown to have dinner with my boys for Comic-Con, so I want to get through this.
Downtown.
Love Dogs Avery says, what are you guys' favorite Hulk Hogan lies? Mine was that he said he wrestled 400 a year going back and forth to 400 matches a year going back and forth to Japan. I think my favorite Hulk Hogan lie is where he claimed that he would have done the George Foreman grills if he had picked up his phone before they called George Foreman. He claims that they called him first and then they called George Foreman, but he was picking up his kids and didn't pick up the phone. Let me tell you something. If they fucking wanted you first, you'd have been first. Okay. So I thought that was a great lie that he told there. Do you know of any of the lies that Hogan has told over the years, Jeff?
The lies?
Yeah, he's told so many. Anything?
I don't keep track of lies. No.
All right, there are many. Robert G. Quinta says, you're not alone, Jeff. Had sex during Tyler Perry's Medea's Christmas. Same girl tried to make out with me during Wolf of Wall Street, but I stopped her because the movie was too good. The power of
Sometimes women, they're just bored by the movie that you drag them to, and they're just like, oh, and you're like, this is my time. Yes, thank you, Robert, for admitting that we humans do sometimes go to the movies to canoodle. It happens. It's not part of the plan. You don't buy a ticket. If I wanted to just do that, I'd have her back to my place. But sometimes it happens, and you get carried away, and the moment strikes, and sometimes you got to answer that moment.
Well, just to follow up on, I'll toss these real quick. Just to follow. Here's some of the lies that Hogan has told throughout his career. He said Darren Aronofsky offered him the lead role of the wrestler multiple times, but he turned it down because he said he didn't deserve it. But Aronofsky has said that Hogan was never even once considered to be the lead of his movie. He said he was supposed to play, he even got approached to play bass for Metallica and the Rolling Stones. Both bands have denied that ever happened. He claims he fought Pride fighters in the 70s. Pride fighting wasn't founded until 1997. He said he partied with John Belushi after WrestleMania 2, which was in 1986. John Belushi passed in 1982. So there are so many of them throughout the years that he has kind of spouted off on, but they're really funny and inventive, if nothing else. All right. Smackslaw says, Jeff confirmed to attend TIFF 2025. Yeah, I saw the TIFF certifications went out for a few of people I know. What about you, Jeff? Did you get anything?
I got in.
Hey, congratulations.
Things have to fall into place. So I'd have to figure out accommodations and whether it makes sense financially to attend.
Fair point.
And also what the deal is with the other job, and if I could take the time off, because I don't want to, I want to go and enjoy myself. I want to be able to see movies whenever I got to see movies. I don't want to be tied down by other responsibilities. So it's a no decision yet, but I would love to go. I love the lineup.
Yeah. The Smashing Machine is supposed to debut there, and apparently a new the new documentary. Damn it, I forget what it was called. They announced it. Miguel Zion says, had a debate with a friend about this. Can y'all rank these three? Memories of Murder, 7, Silence of the Lambs. Would love to hear your thoughts. Probably 7, Silence of the Lambs, and Memories of Murder. What about you, Joe?
God, that is impossible, Miguel. I mean, 7 and Silence are obviously they're two of my favorite movies. God, which one is better between those two? That's impossible. I'll go Silence of the Lambs, then 7, then Memories of Murder, and a distant third.
Yeah. Yeah, Productions. What's up, Gaia? It's been a bit. Says James Gunn sabotaging the hot mic by releasing the Peacemaker podcast on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Coincidence?
Yeah, like James Gunn's Peacemaker podcast is going to get more views than the hot mic. That's a good one.
Also, those are pre-taped, not live. So
who is watching Peacemaker, first of all, and who cares so much about Peacemaker that they need to listen to the podcast right when it comes out?
Young teens, I would imagine. I like Peacemaker. I'm looking forward to season 2, but I don't want to watch a podcast by the guy who made the show for an hour. That doesn't make any sense. There's going to be no analysis of it that's honest, Played Out says Roddy Piper for the win. Oh, okay, fair point. You're about to like you. Yeah. Miguel Zion just saw Bong Joon-ho's Mother for the first time and loved it. Thoughts on it? Do y'all think Bong will direct a Korean film next? He's 1 for 1 in Hollywood.
Hey, Miguel, why don't we get off of Mother's? I just got off of yours.
Oh. I haven't seen it. Did you see Mother? I haven't seen Mother.
I did see Mother. It was okay. It's not one of my favorite Bong movies. Do I think he'll do a Korean movie next? I have no idea. Guy can do whatever he wants, really. I don't know if the Mickey 17 experience soured him a little bit, and he'll just want to go back and do his thing, or if he got a taste of that Warner Brothers money and he's going to keep wanting those kinds of paychecks. Beats me.
Good stuff. Played Out says, I haven't seen South Park in many years, but ridicule is an acceptable response to tyrants. I agree.
Amen.
Do they think it's acceptable? That's the problem. Christopher Spreezy says, hi, guys. Any Star Wars news, Jeff? Are they still casting for Starfighter? Curious if Gosling's nephew and the male villain have been cast already. We would have heard that by now, don't you think?
I think that they're testing people, Christopher.
Ooh. Really?
Yeah, I mean, that movie will be cast. You'll get more announcements from that over the next month or so.
Okay.
But nothing yet.
Dr. John Pompeo What movie healed something in you?
Dude, did he just get a doctorate, Pimpea?
I think so.
Last week I thought he was just John Pimpea. Now he's a doctor. Damn.
Doctor.
What movie healed something in me? Well, what? Jeez, there were so many things that were broken. I would say. I mean, I like a movie like Beautiful Boy. I thought was terrific. Her meant a lot to me.
Oh yeah.
And oddly enough, Captain Phillips.
Whoa! I'm the captain now. That's still one of the great Tom Cruise acting moments when he finally gets saved and he's sitting in the room and he has that fucking
exactly.
It was amazing.
Dude, I saw a trailer today, Johnny, for Apollo 13.
Yeah, the IMAX version. Yes.
Are you going to see this? Because I definitely want to see it again.
I 100% will. This
Loved
is like
Apollo 13 as a kid.
Yeah, and it's Tom Hanks's sweet spot, like this time in his career. So this is I'm looking. And Ron Howard directed the hell out of that movie. So many great performances. Back when Gary Sinise could show up in movies. So I'm excited to see it.
Ed Harris, everybody's so good in that. Even you know who's good in it is Kathleen Quinlan, right?
Right, as Hanks's wife. Yes. I will say Eternal Sunshine is what healed something in me. That really kind of turned me around, that movie, for sure. Doug Developer says, I wonder if MAGA still loves Sound of Freedom.
I don't know. I think people just like it. I like Sound of Freedom. I'm not MAGA, so.
I don't know.
Good movie.
Trey and Matt have huevos of steel. Yeah, true.
Well, they also have billions of dollars, which
yeah, they're insulated.
Helps them have the huevos. When you're living in a 1-bedroom apartment in Koreatown, you can say things like that to the Hollywood's leaders. That's when you have the huevos.
That's true. Jarrell Brown says, thoughts on James Gunn saying Superman isn't making money internationally because Superman isn't a big known character like Batman.
I had never heard of him until this July. I'd never heard. I mean, who is he?
Well, which is it? Is it not doing well because internationally because no one knows the character, or because it's an American character? Like you can't keep coming up with. And by the way, the Hollywood Reporter I think did a really good breakdown of it today, showing how Superman is falling way behind the other Superman movies internationally. Like it's doing 10 to 15 to now almost 20% less than some of these Superman movies did in terms of the gross. The amount of their gross is 10 to 15 to 20% less than the other Superman movies. So there is something to be said. Maybe you can say it's the timing of it all, but a lot of the critics internationally were also bashing it for its silliness, like bashing it for its silliness. So that may be something that maybe didn't translate to international audiences. So far be it for James Gunn to say, well, my tastes didn't work for the international audience. No, it's because of Trump. It's because people don't know the character. It's all these other excuses except what he did. And I think that's interesting to look at.
I'm going to start calling him Dreidel Boy.
What? What is that?
He spins more than a fucking dreidel. This guy's just spinning all day long.
He does spin.
Stop talking. That's one way you don't have to spin, when you just stop talking.
Yep, the numbers speak for themselves. BHow26 says, shout out, Jeff. Appreciate you answering my question about the Variety Alien Earth article. As always, best show about the business out there. Thank you.
A crazy article. Did you see this, John?
No. Talk to me. What is
it? Jamie's texting, insisting that Superman is a huge win because it's doing well domestically.
Jamie's been on that Superman D the whole time.
He loves it. Variety's Alien Earth article is wild. It spends the first 12 paragraphs talking about the beef that they got into with Sydney Chandler because she refused to do an interview and a photo shoot in person. It's like the craziest thing. David Poland had a great breakdown of it today. It's like, what if you're like the idea that like Disney PR gets mad at me when this is what you get from Variety in print, and it's just like slamming the lead actress of your show for not kowtowing to the magazine's demands. I mean, I'm kind of with them in the sense that it's like, honey, this is like your first big thing. Like, just fucking do the interview. I don't care how anxious it makes you or whatever. Like, you got to play the game. And you are not able to pull some diva move and not show up. So I'm with the trade a little bit on that front, but to then report the whole behind the scenes of that negotiation seemed like a startlingly bad move from the editors at Variety. And also, if you're Disney PR and you can't, like, you need to know when that article hits what's in that article.
Yeah,
so
true.
If you're being caught off guard by this, another reason why Disney PR should be fired and clean from top to bottom, in addition to letting fucking Joe Schmo off the street call Vanessa fucking Kirby a cunty face and Pedro Pascal daddy, and guys are taking off their shirts in the middle of the interview, and it's just like, what is going on? And I'm the asshole on Twitter.
Well, you're the one they can go after, whereas like they'd be scared to go after Variety. John Darius says, hey guys, what's up? Wishing you well. Question: if Supergirl is good, even better or well received than Superman, is it highly possible Craig Gillespie will direct a true sequel to Corin Sweat's film?
No. Gunn's going to do that sequel. Yeah,
James can do that. He's not going to let anyone else drive his fucking car. It's his car. Put it together. But I hope it's good. I hope Supergirl is good, because then that could be another step forward. Everyone is saying, well, it didn't do well internationally, or the number is going to top out maybe 550. But look at all the goodwill. Look at all the goodwill. So now we got to be like, okay, let's see what the numbers are. Because if Supergirl comes in at 300 and Clayface at even less, where is this goodwill you're talking about? We have to look at it as we go forward. I think it's incomplete right now. Jay Barrett Mash, been on a big UK kick with binging Slow Horses and Department Q. Yeah, have you seen the latter? Highly recommend it if you haven't. Yeah, Jeff convinced me to watch Department Q. It was great.
Yeah, thumbs up on Department Q. Matthew Good was great.
I think he should play Batman at some point down the road. I love him as Batman. Marcos Barros, thank you, Marcos.
Isn't Ozymandias a little already like Batman, but like he's the evil version in a way?
No, it's not even the same thing. No,
well,
he has no gadgets. What do you think he's?
Is that what makes Batman gadgets? That's not.
Why do you think Jack Nicholson says, "Where does it get all those wonderful toys?" It's because it's important. Wacky Wally 8, the best Wonder Woman comics were written by men, but I get the politics. Plenty of great women wrote great Wonder Woman comics as well. Well, it's a more wacky. It's not like a bunch of women. It's like a bunch of women were allowed to write Wonder Woman comics for like decades. That isn't the way it was. But yes, men wrote good Wonder Woman comics. And then as women were allowed to write comics or were hired to write comics only in the last couple of decades, then yes, you got some great stories from women. My only point is that I just feel like a woman's point of view, you're going to have a little bit of nuances that you won't get from men. And I think that's important if you want to go with Wonder Woman. All right. Aaron Mansfield says, do you think San Diego Comic-Con should move to Las Vegas?
Yes.
The last thing you want is a bunch of those nerds roaming Vegas. That is the fucking last thing you want. These people would get in so much trouble. Hookers would make money like hand over fist with their bullshit. Maisie's World. Watching here while working on some projects that you guys are talking about. Would love to spill my guts, but not trying to be unemployed in this climate. Keep doing what you do. Oh.
Who's Maisie's World? Spill your guts. Go ahead. Who's going to know it's you? You're anonymous. Say whatever you want. Spill your guts.
Unless your actual name is Maisie's World, you should be able to spill your guts.
Yeah. Who's stopping you?
That Shadow says that last Frontier show looks awesome, and I think this is from the creator of The Blacklist. Personally, I think Apple TV is fire as of late. Okay.
Who's on that show?
I don't know. Here, I'll take a look.
I'm forgetting who The Last Frontier is. I'm looking forward to the Jessica Chastain series Savant that Apple has.
What about the Vince Gilligan one that was announced? What is that?
Oh, I forget.
Okay, so Last Frontier is Simon Kessel, Simone Kessel, rather, Haley Bennett, Jason Clarke. Oh, okay. Is it a series?
I don't know. Frontier is not a word that I like.
Okay.
Seems boring.
Love Dogs Avery says, also another good one is that he was going to fight Pride fighters in the 70s and Pride was created in the 90s. Yeah, I put that one up. And he's talking about Hogan, and that Elvis was a big fan of his and he died like 10 years before. Yes, I do remember that one. Marcos Barros says, do we have any idea of when Blade will shoot? They haven't even finished the script yet, right, Jeff? Eric Pearson's writing this.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it shooting maybe second half of next year or early 2027. I do think it's like real. I think it's a priority.
There you go. Alan Smithy says, hey guys, have you heard of the mega doc, the Mike Figgis directed behind the scenes doc about the making of FFC's Megalopolis, Francis Ford Coppola's Megalopolis? I'd be more interested in watching that over the actual film itself. Peace.
I've heard of it. I have no real interest in watching a documentary about the making of Megalopolis.
Yeah. Shout out to Francis Ford Coppola, though, who showed up in New York to a small theater. They were showing Hearts of Darkness, his wife's documentary on Apocalypse Now. There was like 40 people in the theater, and he showed up to sit and watch it with them, which I thought was really cool. I still love Francis, man. Love Dogs Avery it's still crazy how he just ratted Jesse Ventura out to Vince. Wrestlers need a union, but that is a different story for another day. Well, Hogan has always been about Hogan, man. That's what you got to know.
Nobody likes a narc.
Exactly. Gabriel says, hey, Jeff, I read that Charlie Kaufman's new film, Later the War, had its production shut down in Poland months ago. Have you heard anything about that?
Gabriel, I know you either emailed me or sent me a message. I did see it. Forgive me for not responding. It's because I haven't heard anything about it. I recall maybe a trade article, but I think I know as much as you. I think I read that article, and I have nothing to add to it. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Let me take that down. Fred says, Hogan lies and Trump lies, birds of a feather. There you go.
Well, everyone in Hollywood lies, so.
Yeah. Everyone watching right now has lied before. Everyone, including me and Jeff, including all of you watching.
Part of life. Yeah. So, sometimes you have a big microphone that the whole country listens to. Your lies get in.
Real Talk 365 says, what's going on with Clara and the Sun? A no-show at upcoming festivals and at wrap filming in early/mid 2024. What have you heard?
A good question. I haven't heard much. It's been pretty quiet. I mean, Taika moves at his own pace. You would think that with him signing on to Judge Dredd that he'd be sort of wrapping up this movie. I thought it was going to be ready this fall. I expect it to probably debut next spring.
Okay.
I think you'll see it in, I bet, like, I don't want to say for sure, but it feels to me like the kind of movie that you could release in like March or April.
Right. Omar says, Jeff reminds me of the lead singer of Trippin' Daisy, except he can't sing and he really doesn't have a girl. As a joke there.
This is from last week, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he sent it again.
Yeah, he loves that one. I can sing, and like I said, it's none of your business.
Yeah, there you go. Project Hail Mary to win Best Picture next year. Maybe.
Who's writing this? Robert?
I don't know.
RMB?
It's Ryan. No, it's some guy named Omar.
Because he thinks the same thing.
Yep. Anonymous. Everything happens in threes. Who looks like the front runner for Best Picture at the Oscars? I'm not seeing one. Thank you, MJW and Ozzy. Rest in power. These two deaths hurt. Yeah. Malcolm Jamal Warren and Ozzy Osbourne. Yeah, Jeff. Ozzy Osbourne passed away this week as well. Any thoughts on that?
Fucking loved Ozzy. Love the Boneyard. I'm a metal guy. I like Sabbath. I liked him on his reality show.
A good reality show.
I'm sure he was not a perfect husband, but I think that him and Sharon had a really sweet relationship.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, we lost one of like the fucking icons, one of the greats.
We lost 3 80s icons / greats.
Yeah.
Malcolm Jamal and Hogan and Ozzy. And listen, Chuck Mangione died today. So he's a holdover from the 70s into the 80s. So it's a shame. Samo says, I truly enjoyed F1. Speaking of racing movies, what is your favorite racing movie? Ooh, probably F1, actually, to be honest with you.
Yeah, favorite racing movie.
I mean, I like Days of Thunder. I liked Rush. I like Six Pack with Kenny Rogers. But I don't know.
F1 was great. I like Ford versus Ferrari a lot.
Oh, that's a good one.
This is a better racing movie.
Yeah. I think, Ford versus Ferrari may be a better overall movie, but this is a better racing movie. I agree with that. Pinko Pake says, hey guys, Jeff, I read some news about Charlie Kaufman's new film, Later the War, having its production. Okay, so we addressed that one already. Thank you, Pinko Pake. Claw says, hi, Jeff. We barely know anything about the story of DC's Lantern shows. Can you tease anything about what the main mystery is or how it ties into the overall DCU?
No.
There you go. Yeah. Fred Tastic 314 says, hey, Hot Mike, showing some love for my show. Thank you, Fred. I think Rocha is right with the oversaturation of the comic book festivals, and now we're seeing the result of it. Or the Comic-Con festivals, and now we're seeing the result of it. Yeah. I mean, if you can do a bunch of them, then there's no exclusivity. There's no uniqueness to it, you know? But I also think people don't care anymore to go to these things quite in the way they did in the past. And it's so exhausting to go now. Philly 19057 says, whose career move is more likely to turn around for who? Oh, wait, whose career is more likely to turn around first? M. Night Shyamalan or Zack Snyder? They're both still working, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that M. Night needs his career turned around, but he's working with Jake Gyllenhaal in the movie based on the Nicholas Sparks thing, and I think he'll be just fine. Zach could use something soon. I'm sure he'll. Again, that's a guy with a built-in fan base. Someone's going to work with him. It's just a matter of how much money they're going to give him.
Yeah. Plus, he's got that Netflix money, man. I think he's fine. Quintilia says, hello, John and Jeff. Any update on Doctor Strange 3? Is Sam Raimi still going to direct it? And any updates on the MCU Spider-Man casting?
Nope.
Yeah, I don't think we've heard
yeah, it's been very quiet on Doctor Strange 3, but like I said, X-Men, Black Panther 3 are like the priorities after the Avengers movies. And then after that, I would put Blade and Doctor Strange 3 on the same level.
Go.
I mean, I don't know how Doctor Strange is going to if it's going to be affected by the Avengers movies at all, if that's going to bring finality to that character or whatever. But again, just looking at the numbers, that's the obvious franchise that you would think Disney would want to continue. Yeah,
good point. Beto Power says, Sups might be falling behind internationally compared to the other Superman movies, but the opposite is true domestically and domestic over international profit. No. Profit overall over either international or domestic. You want to have profit. And so, yes, it's doing domestically, but, 400 is good in 2 weeks. But if it's not crossing 5 or 550, then, it's only a medium success, in my opinion. Jeff, what do you think?
It's a double. It's not a home run.
Double.
I'm looking at it now. Let me see.
Okay.
It's at 432 right now.
Not bad. 432. But Fantastic Four is today. And we'll see what happens over the weekend.
Yeah.
I've seen some not so great reviews for Fantastic Four. The number is at 87% instead of being up in the 90s.
Let's talk about it, Johnny. You saw it, right?
I did. I saw it. Yep.
Did you like it?
I really enjoyed it. I really did. I had such a good time with that movie. It is not. I saw people saying Endgame or Infinity War. Y'all need to fucking relax. It's nowhere near those movies. It's a fun, insular film that has stakes that are pretty cool to see on screen for a comic book guy like me, Galactus and all of that, Silver Surfer. But it's also like they're never really in that much danger. You don't ever sense that they're in that much danger. And I kind of enjoyed that. It was a breezy superhero movie that evoked the best of the 1950s Jack Kirby Fantastic Four comic books. So I liked it, but I didn't, I'm not putting this at top 3 or anything like that. But what about
I'm sure we'll talk about it on our next show. I see it in 4 hours.
Okay.
I don't know if we'll be moving our show to Fridays so that I can weigh in on these movies because I don't get invited to anything anymore. I guess it's the whole getting blown in the movie theater thing. I don't know.
Roxy thought so.
Well, never mind.
That was great.
Never mind, Roxy. I won't out you.
Hey, I've told you before, I'm happy to move to Fridays. I love Friday, the idea of Friday. So
well, maybe for big movies like this. But yeah, because I mean, I'll weigh in next week once I've seen it.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I'm going again tomorrow morning with my boys there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And my review will be out in the morning, non-spoiler review. Fred Tassin 314 says 50 points to Rocha for naming Six Pack. Yeah, come on, Kenny Rogers. Come on now. One of the best songs you ever had, man. You can run, you can hide. Let's go. All right, that's all the questions, Jeff. Anything more you want to end with? If not, let the people know where they can find you on your newsletter.
Are we done?
Unless you want to talk about other things. All the questions are done, all the subjects we talked about.
What about Booster Gold? What do you think about them hiring the Our Flag Means Death guy?
I have never seen the show, so I don't know how to gauge it, but a lot of people I know really love the show. And the show has a certain thing at its center, doesn't it? So will that be an element of what they're doing with this movie? I'd be really curious to see. That being said, since a lot of people like that show, then yeah, cool. I'm cool with this guy coming on. I am happy that you're seeing reports that Kumail's not going to play him. That's nonsense to me, and it should have never even been in play. But now they're going to move on to someone else.
Who do you think should play him? Do you have any ideas? Because I think Pete Davidson would be really good.
Have you ever read the comic? You can't talk about it if you've never read the fucking comic. You have no idea who Booster Gold is.
That's fair.
The suggestions of Glenn Powell made sense. You need
he's a huge movie star. He's not going to do an HBO Max series about a B-tier character.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You got to find someone who's got that Glenn Powell-like energy to play Booster, because Booster is a guy from the future who comes to our time, but he's also a rich playboy, and he doesn't take anything seriously, which is the whole narrative with him. And people try to get him to take shit seriously, and he keeps fucking up. And he's almost like a frat boy at times, or one of those rich boys who doesn't really get that shit's going down. So you've got to find it, because he's a really intelligent guy in his future, but not necessarily in ours. So that's the thing that you got to find the right mix.
I'm being told that Booster Gold is a douchebag, and that Pete does that very well.
That would be Guy Gardner, not Booster. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who's out there that I would necessarily look at. Who didn't get Batman? Who didn't get Superman? Who didn't get these other ones? Those are people maybe you want to look at, right? No.
Young Zach Morris. That's a good way of putting it. All Elite channel.
Yeah, young Zach Morris. Yes, 100%. Ooh, Billy. I like that idea. That's a guy you could get. He's done HBO Max series like Made for Love. I like that idea. Actually,
I don't know if he's got the juice.
Joseph Quinn's already in Marvel, so you can't use him.
Well, you can, but what? All right. Well, there was that.
Glenn Howerton, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, when do you think Glenn's gonna pop, man? I mean, a lot of people like there's this bubbling thing about Glenn Howerton. Like people are like, he's amazing in The Room. I have seen him in auditions and just didn't have that extra thing to cast him, but he was great. Does Glenn ever blow up? Does Glenn ever find that role? Because he was good in Blackberry, but does he ever find that role?
I think he could. Yeah, I think, but I think he's going to find it on the villain side. I don't know if.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if he reads superhero-y to me.
He'd be a great serial killer if they were going to do a profile for a serial killer. I could see that.
All right, Jamie has a good one for Booster Gold. What about Adam Devine?
No, I hate Adam Devine. Jamie, what's wrong with you?
Jamie,
I don't hate.
Check on you after the show, Jamie. I'm gonna give you a call.
I hate the choice of Adam Devine. I don't hate Adam Devine. I like Jack Quaid. Someone said Jack Quaid. Jack Quaid would be a perfect Booster Gold. He would be a great Booster.
Put him in every comic book show, huh? Just do everything.
He's only in The Boys. He's not. I don't think he's in anything else.
Overexposed.
No, my lord. Yeah, exactly. Zeno Hour. Terrible suggestion for Adam Devine. Wayne Edwards says, "What's up, fellas? We saw Superman twice. I really liked it better the second time around. I liked it the first time, but the James Gunn stuff bugged me. The second time it flowed so much better." Yeah, I've heard that from a few people that when they've gone back to see it a second time, Jeff, they've kind of been let go of the expectations and just kind of flowed with the movie and enjoyed it. But you've said very clearly that you're never going to see the film again.
Yeah, I did think about that again this week, and I was like, "Am I really never going to watch it again?" I think I will trust my initial instinct there.
Fair enough. Oh yeah, Jack Quaid is Superman in my. Oh yeah, but not a lot of people watch that. Chris,
they're just pulling out these random things that no one's ever seen or heard of. Oh, don't forget this. I've already forgotten. What show was it?
Chris says, Jeff, are you able to get Fallout video game leaks? What?
able to get them. They're right here. I don't pay attention to video games. I'm told that if I started breaking video game news, it could be very lucrative for me.
Right.
But I don't have those contacts, and I've always found video game companies very tight-lipped.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like whenever there's like movie news involving a video game, like look, the fucking Zelda leads didn't leak.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, because we weren't that well known.
Ubisoft back in the day, it's tough.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Because they're not that well known. I think that's why the things didn't leak.
Oh yeah, what do you think Gorilla Grodd thing?
What's that? What's going on?
Gorilla Grodd.
Yes.
Is going to be in the Jimmy Olsen show.
Well, let's think about that. Is the Jimmy Olsen show happening?
Yes, that's what I'm told. Yes.
Okay, so they're going to announce that probably at the Peacemaker panel, right?
I have no idea. I don't know what is announceable for. I mean, with James Gunn, you'd think like everything needs to be done and the script needs to be perfect and we need to have everything in place before we're going to announce everything. So I have no idea when they're planning to announce that. But
is he going to be a co-host, Gorilla Grodd, or what is he going to be on the show?
He's going to be I think it's like someone said, it's a crime anthology show, and he's going to be like the subject of the first episode.
Oh, that's great. I love it. I love Gorilla Grodd. He is the combo of my two biggest fears, AI and Simian Uprising. So I've always liked Gorilla Grodd for that reason.
Simian Uprising, yes, my favorite. Patrick Schwarzenegger would be a great Booster Gold.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah, we love Patrick Schwarzenegger. The only question with that is, does he want to go be Booster Gold and star on HBO Max series, or does he want to be a motherfucking X-Men? I don't know. Something.
Yeah. There you go. Samuel says, favorite 3D movie experience. I don't know. I don't know that.
That's easy.
Yeah, go ahead.
James Cameron's Avatar.
Oh yeah, that was gorgeous. Oh yeah, I saw the trailer last week before the Fantastic Four film. Beautiful trailer. You guys are in for a treat when they finally drop it. It's gorgeous, and there is a Empire Strikes Back energy to it. So I think a lot of people will enjoy that trailer when it finally drops.
Oh, and Jaws 3D was pretty good.
Jaws 3D.
Not Jaws 3D, like that Jaws 3D, like the reissue of Jaws in 3D. That was pretty cool.
God, didn't they have? I forget. I don't know. I don't know what's a good 3D movie experience to be honest.
What'd you think of my scoop this week, guys? Again, sign up for the newsletter. Skylar Gisondo joining Meet the Parents 4.
Listen, you need to stop swinging. You need to stop giving Skylar BJ's in the theater yourself. This is out of control. Your Skylar Gisondo love is out of control.
I've loved him since the moment I first saw him. I'm telling you, you know who I think he reminds me of is Tom Hanks. I don't know that he'll go on to have a career like Tom Hanks, but young Gisondo reminds me of young Hanks. He's Hanksian.
Yeah, I don't know if I see that, but okay. You want that freckly face of his just close to you. I know you do. I think
he's perfect casting as Stiller's son, and I can totally see him having like a ball-busting fiance played by Ariana Grande.
Is he? But I mean, Stiller's. Can I say this without walking into a minefield? Stiller's Jewish. Terry Polo isn't, right, in the movie. So, like, is he a mixture of both? Does he look like a mixture of both?
That's what happens, John, when a man and a woman have sex. That's what happens. The kid winds up half of each of them.
But does he look like he's half of each of them? That's my question.
Like Terry Polo's son? No, he doesn't. But he looks like he could be Stiller's son for sure. So maybe Stiller just has some dominant genes, you know?
That'd be the first time ever in that whole series that he would have the dominant genes.
Terry Polo looks like she's like Aryan. So what do you want? Stiller to have like a blonde-haired, blue-eyed kid?
No, I'm just saying. I don't. Oh, never mind. I'm gonna let it go before I get in trouble. All right.
You're not gonna get. You have me. You have the Jewish brethren here. You can say what you want. It's fine.
No, I'm not saying, because I don't know if Gisondo is Jewish, and I don't like to guess.
Idea.
Yeah, I don't like to guess. Like
he is circumcised, though. I can tell you that.
I gotta be honest. I watched the Billy Joel documentary. I finished off watching the second part. It's out tomorrow because I got the screeners early. I had no idea he was Jewish. No fucking clue he was Jewish until I watched and I've listened to that dude's music religiously, and I had no idea he was Jewish. And then there's a sequence in the second part where he talks about his heritage and stuff, and I was like, oh my god, I had no idea.
You know what I need? You know what I need in this movie?
Because I don't know.
Al Pacino as Ariana Grande's grandfather.
How about Al Pacino and was it Robert or Dustin Hoffman being in Devil Wears Prada 2? Are you happy with this? What's going on?
What are you talking about? That's not real, is it?
You didn't see that?
No, I didn't see that. You're lying.
I'm gonna look it up. Hold on.
You're saying Dustin Hoffman and Al Pacino are in Devil Wears Prada 2?
Yes. I
have not heard that.
Where is it? Is it not here?
Is it not here?
Oh, he's joking around. Oh, my friend was joking around about it. All right, never mind.
What?
Sorry about that. I thought it was real. He was joking around about it.
Is that Prada? I want to stick my whole foot right in it.
Hilarious, man. All right, my bad. I thought that was real. Oh, my boy Eric Anderson got me on that one. All right, respect.
Have I seen Five Nights at Freddy's 2 teaser? No, I haven't. Although our friend Jamie, who I keep mentioning, he did wake me up at 4:30 in the morning this morning.
Wow.
With the link for Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I told him, Jamie, no, it is too early. If somebody tries, you can text me this early, but at 4:30 in the morning, I don't need the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 teaser. Thank you.
Bad Jamie. Bad Jamie.
I gotta sleep. I just went to bed at like 2.
Oh man. All right. The FCC thing is approved now, Jeff. Apparently the Paramount
FCC won't let me be. They're trying to shut me down on MTV. I don't know. How's it go?
It's good, Eminem. But yeah, it's done. So what happens now, man? Are they cleaning house? What's your guess here?
Yeah, they already got rid of Chris. They wasted no time in saying, "Hey, Chris McCarthy's out." By the way,
yeah, he's stepping down. Right,
they wasted 5 seconds in making that announcement. Yeah, I do think that there are a lot of big changes coming. I feel badly for the people who are destined to, get caught in that crunch and lose their jobs. But hopefully, Paramount will come out a stronger company for it.
Yeah, I guess. Some of the comments, though, have been stupid. So stupid. The idea of like, oh, we're going to have fair and balanced news. Bitch, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, and I thought that part in South Park last night where the CBS reporters were nervous about talking about that was genius. That was fucking genius. All right, we'll see what happens. I don't know, man. I'm concerned. Like, I wonder if they're going to start putting the thumb down on certain topics in their movies. But you might be right that they need the other side because they know they can make money off both sides. So you got to keep South Park, and then you got to keep the other stuff that's a little more right wing. So yeah, we'll see. All right, anything else?
No, I mean, I'm good. I'm gonna go hit the hot tub because I got
no. Crazy son of a bitch. Oh wait, we got a couple more that have rolled through. Nestor, what's up, Nestor? That's my boy Nestor. You guys should definitely watch his stuff. Nestor Cine does the Hollywood. He always does his stuff. It's really good, especially if you speak Spanish. He said, what do you guys think of Camila Morone for Wonder Woman? I believe she checks all the boxes. Latina, TV and film background, 29 years old, 5'9". I don't know her, Jeff. Do you know her?
Of course I know her.
Okay.
She could be interesting. If they decide to go Latina.
Daisy Jones and the Six. Oh, go ahead.
The whole TV and film background thing, though, is like, what other background should they have? A background in waiting tables? Like,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that whole thing was like he's looking for an actress who comes out of TV. Again, love Umberto, and he's been all over a lot of DC stuff, including breaking the Wonder Woman writer. But regardless of who said that, when I heard that, I was like, "What? Like, why? Why does she need to have a TV background? It doesn't make any sense."
Well, she fits the profile, I guess. If you're looking for someone who's not too famous,
she's a woman. She fits the profile. That's the profile right now. That's all we know. A woman who's probably over 5'7" and looks like she can handle herself physically.
Yeah. Her mother is a former model and was a companion to Al Pacino. Al Pacino's her stepfather. Speaking of Pacino, you're playing Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman.
Give me the lasso of truth.
Thank you, Nestor. Always good to see you, brother. DBZ analysis just came back from Fantastic Four. It was pretty good. Not all top tier MCU, but far better than what we've been getting in the past few phases. That's a perfect summation. A perfect summation of my feelings as well. Agreed. I can't wait to see it again tomorrow. It's so much fun. But this ain't Endgame or Infinity War, which some people were claiming. You don't need to calm down.
Well, I'll always ride for you, Miles. You're my boy, Miles. I don't care what the other people say. I don't care about 9%.
Beto Power says, sorry, what I meant was that profit is larger per dollar gained domestic versus international. Yeah, but that's people moving the goalposts to whatever narrative they want to say about the box office. And by the way, both sides are doing it for the Superman box office. They're like, oh, well, it adjusted for inflation. It didn't hit this Man of Steel numbers. And
like, who gives a shit? Like, you guys liked Superman. Be happy with that. Well, who cares if it does well? You think DC cares? They were pressing forward no matter how it did.
Yeah, seriously, it certainly feels this way. The DC does not care at all. It got a great reception. It made $400-something million. Now they're like, we're still going forward with the James Gunn universe. We got what we wanted out of this, and we keep going. So, no matter what the box office is, now it feels like they're not going to make any changes to what they're going to do, and they want to go forward with James. So it's irrelevant. It's absolutely irrelevant. So, all right. Is that everything? I think that's everything. Now we can go. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate it madly. Jeff, where can they subscribe to your newsletter?
Onlyfans.com/the sorry. That doesn't launch for a couple of months. TheInsnider.com for all your pink Speedo needs.
There you go. Anything you're breaking tonight? Anything that people should look forward to or no?
So here's the deal with tonight, Johnny.
Okay.
At 6:30, the underground psychedelic market opens. I'm taking a guy's trip this weekend to Joshua Tree. To do kids earmuffs to do some drugs. Wow. And so I'm going to the underground market to pick up some stuff. Okay. Opens at 6:30. Now I'm seeing Fantastic Four at 9:45.
Okay.
So there's a window in there that I got to finish the newsletter. If I finish the newsletter, then yes, there will be a scoop.
Okay.
And it will be a good one.
Oh, all right. Sounds good.
Although I'll tell you something else about that scoop when we're done.
Sure.
And you can give me some advice on whether to include this little tidbit in the story, because when I heard it yesterday, it blew my fucking mind. And I'm conflicted as to whether to include it. I will tell you it off the air.
All right. Sounds good. Well, yeah, as for me, you can follow me at The Rocha Says, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky Threads. Please remember to subscribe to the channel down below. We're so close to 40,000 subscribers. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button, so we're dropping all the content we do. And don't forget, we're trying to do 2 shows a week. So the best way you can be notified when that second show pops up or the first show of the week pops up is to click that bell button when you subscribe. That's the easiest thing. But of course, share this all over the place. Let people know about the hot mic. And see a movie this weekend, see Fantastic Four, and we'll talk to you next time with another brand new episode here of the Hot Mic. Peace.